Hello, family and friends. Day 3 of Junk Journal July. And this one was an all day affair for me. I would work on it, come back, work on it, come back. So you might see the lighting change, but nevertheless, it was a ton of fun. I think overall the process took me maybe a little over 2 hours to complete when I looked at the video. I knew that I wanted to use this cute little pocket. This was actually a pocket from my daughter's jean shorts from a couple of years ago, and the page that I'm placing it on was a little artwork that she completed in summer school. And it was one of those things, she came home from school and just kind of threw it at me and was like, "Here, Mom." And normally we would probably just throw it away because it was one of many pages that came home. But I thought, no, that one is worthy of a page in a junk journal. And so I wanted this layered tag to kind of be an homage to her. So I'm using pieces of scraps to layer up the tag. Also, I have pieces of her artwork that she completed, and these were just, one day when she and I were just sitting down loosely painting on notebook paper. I mean, it was nothing, we weren't trying to be Picasso or anything. We were having fun. And of course I kept it because we're junk journalers and we keep everything. So I'm happy I did because it was perfect for this project. And here's a scrap from, I think, that doily I used on another project. Maybe it was yesterday or the day before. And then this applique was also from a pair of shorts, a different pair of shorts. So I cut it out and I kept it, and I've been looking at it for a couple of years and I'm finally able to use it. So this actually came out a lot cuter than I had anticipated. And again, I was trying not to think too hard. I did go into my sewing machine and I sewed around the edges and kind of created a little knot at the top with all of the string. I've seen a couple of people do that lately, and I thought, oh, that's really cute, and I wanted to try it out. So I also wanted to back this tag so that I would be able to do some journaling on it. And it was funny because when I cut the paper out, I intended to use the other side, but the hearts ended up upside down. So luckily it was striped on the other side, and I was able to just turn it over. And then I wanted to add a button. At first I thought I was going to create sort of a tag with the button, but it ended up being too much, so I just put the butterfly button on there and called it a day. And then on the other side, I am now folding over the craft paper or packing paper, and I wanted to create 2 tags. So I am attempting to create little pockets, slots for the tags, and I actually went to my sewing machine and attempted to sew those pockets, and it came out pretty crooked, but it's fine. And I also sewed the pages together, so I had to go in there and tear them out, and it's fine. So for the tags, I'm using a folder, and I just cut some pieces out, and I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers tag creator. And that's what I love about this. I mean, you can use anything. We probably would have thrown that folder away too. That was when I got my LASIK surgery, and all of the pamphlets and everything came in that folder. And luckily I kept it, and it's perfect for making tags or anything that needs a little bit of a sturdy background. This is the first time I'm using this tag creator, and it's actually pretty cool. I mean, I've seen some people use it. It looked pretty easy, and it was one of those things that I just bought on a whim. But I'm actually pretty happy with it. It's perfect for being able to create these kind of layered tags. I'm not good at eyeballing when it comes to cutting. So, I mean, clearly you saw my sewing job. So this works out perfectly. And I did end up punching some of the holes a little bit off, but that's fine. So to cover these, I am using a 6x6 scrapbook paper book. I honestly don't know the name of it because the cover page was gone. But a bunch of layered pieces, some vintage florals, and just really pretty. I wanted to use up the items that I have. I didn't want to, go into any digitals or printables for this journaling challenge. I wanted to make sure that I was using my supplies so that I stop hoarding them and I can feel justified in buying more. So I'm just covering up the tags. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to obviously layer the tags together, but as I went along and as I was covering them and I was watching a little video on the side there and getting some inspiration, you'll see that I end up kind of changing my course a little bit, at least on one set of them. And because these tags were layered, I decided I wasn't going to cover the backs except for the tag in the back. I wanted to create kind of like a little pocket, a hidden pocket to add more journaling space. But I figured later on, if I decide to take these tags apart and if I want to use them in another project or if I want to journal on them, I could always add paper to the back. But for now, I just didn't want to take the time to do it because this was already taking so long. But I did know that I wanted to make those hidden pockets. So that's what I did for those. And then I also wanted to make each tag have its own decorative element. So on the back tag, once again, I'm adding a piece of vellum so that I can tuck something inside. And this is where my course kind of changed a little bit. Because once I placed that vellum in there, I thought, oh, what am I going to put in it? And nothing better than fitting one of those beautiful tags inside. But I did find another piece from those papers and I thought, oh, that would be perfect to just add, again, more journaling space. So I'm putting a piece of lace at the top and distressing the edges, rounding the corners, and just trying to add a little bit of interest to this particular tag. And of course, because that vellum piece is just sitting there by its lonesome, I knew I needed to add something to it. So I'm putting my best collaging skills to the test and adding a little piece there. And I was proud of myself. As I always say, I'm not good at collaging, but little by little, I feel like it's starting to become more second nature, I guess. The more you practice, the better you get at things, and the better eye you'll see. Oh, there we go. See, I found a little butterfly too to add to it. And I'm adding a charm to the smaller tag, and I'll probably come back and put some kind of ribbon or something to the larger tag. But for now, it is what it is, and I'm just leaving it at that and moving on to the second or actually third set of layered tags, adding some decorative lace to the side. I was going to do the vellum, but I decided not to for this one because I knew that I was going to add the two other tags to it in a layered fashion, and I thought if I put too much in that back piece, I'm going to lose it anyway. So just adding a tiny bit of decoration to each tag here by putting some trim on the edges, and then I forget what I did. It's only been 12 hours and I already forget. The monkey mind of a crafter. Okay, so I'm cutting out some decorative pieces. That fussy cutting was real. Out of that scrapbook, 6x6 book. And I'm realizing why these books are so valuable. Everything matches and it takes the pressure off. I mean, I've never really used them all together in this way. And that's kind of like that hoarder in me. I just didn't want to use up my supplies. And so now I'm seeing the benefit of actually putting them to use in one project. Everything kind of comes together cohesively. So I get it. Makes a lot of sense. And as I layer them together, I'm putting them together with a little paper clip and adding a charm. And there you have your layered tag. And I realized my butterfly was not dangling properly. So I'm learning how to use these paper clips too. That was my first time ever using those. All right, now for the real test, whether or not these tags will fit into the pockets that I've created. And I was having a little bit of an issue, but they ended up fitting. And I added a little, I don't know what you would call that, label, I guess, to write day 3 and what this challenge was about, which is layer tag. So just a little recap here. I've got my daughter's homage to my daughter, the little tag using drawings and old clothing. And then these tags have little journaling spaces, tuck spaces, pockets. And the last one is, I don't know, what do you call that? A layered tag with a tuck space, a hidden pocket. And that was day 3. It felt like a day-long challenge, but really it only took about 2 hours. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys did too. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more process videos and more crafty junk journaling fun stuff. Aloha!